This is the Tree of Life, Season 9, Chapter 1. In this episode, we will be talking about exclusionary and non-exclusionary word associations versus dialectical and non-dialectical impulses. In the past few episodes, we talked about the binary tetrahedral hybrid structure, manifesting as preferential expectation matching regarding dialectical impulses, both subject to negation and affirmation with respect to distinct individuals. The idea was that by pairing affirmation and negation with respect to dialectical impulses, you create exclusionary word associations regarding those impulses. Now, in that example, we saw that negation of one impulse creates a dissonant consensuality with respect to that impulse for one individual, whilst, for the other individual, negation of the dialectical impulse creates a dissonant consensuality with respect to the other impulse. These dissonant consensualities exist conformationally opposite their corresponding actors within a hybrid structure. Now, it is clear that the impulses corresponding to a hybrid structure need not be dialectical, in the sense that scarcity can create an exclusionary word association corresponding to a particular decision independent of whether the two impulses are dialectical. In other words, what we see is that scarcity creates circumstances where satisfaction of one need is at the expense of some other. Thus, decisions produced by scarcity create exclusionary word associations, even though their underlying impulses are not dialectical. From this we can see a few things. First, self-consciousness was defined in an earlier episode according to some gratuitousness with respect to satisfaction of a need. Thus, the opposite, namely a decision created by scarcity, creates a dissonant consensuality corresponding to the negated impulse, that is, the missed opportunity. In other words, scarcity often creates hybrid structures independently of whether the underlying impulses are dialectical. More to the point, we can see that over time these non-exclusionary word associations become exclusionary. Or more precisely, what begin as affirmational structures often become hybrid structures, just as negational structures often become affirmational. Thus, we can see that over time, through habit, through path divergence, perhaps even through social momentum, non-dialectical impulses become dialectical. This makes sense since we saw that social intersections create displacement of projected intention, which manifests as affirmation corresponding to some dialectical impulse. Thus, over time, these intersection points act as decision points between a non-exclusive set of 9 impulses and those corresponding word associations, and some other projected intentional path. From this we can see that affirmational structures create internal non-exclusive word associations, but still through their interactions, by compelling decisions create exclusionary options. That's the end of the podcast for today.